We're going to get right into the action here as we enter the pistol round between Eternal Fire and Cloud9. Aggressive, of course, Chad. The USBs charging their way up towards middle, and the first kill, those dual leads towards lower. Let's go.
All right, Amor opens things up. Nafany and interz right back in exchange here. 1xBet odds are favoring Cloud9, but they're going to consider this duel done. interz has a lot of space. They just have to get away, and the bomb has been able to round the corner. interz up towards the top of A has been spotted and noted here. The rotation coming in. There's a flash on Amor. Needs to get this bomb across, and that's on the back of Nafany for now. Paz thinks better of running through the grey screen, and that means the bomb will get planted here. So 40 seconds thrust onto the clock and a 3-on-3 retake.
Yeah, the CTs, a couple of players towards spawn. We have got Paz encroaching on the short position as well, waiting for those smokes to dissipate, and here comes Hobbit. A brutal backstab potential here as the CT start to make their way up. Jumping shots attempted there by the dual elites, confirming 2 players on the side itself. Time ticking away, and no kit, but headshots aplenty as we'll trade a couple of kills here. It's going to be quite clean for Cloud9 in the end, and Nafany with 2 headshots with the P250. Bomb goes down, and no frags found for Eternal Fire.
Understandable start there from Eternal Fire. You're seeing a lot more of these aggressive maneuvers in towards lower dark, up mid. They even blocked the Xbox smoke as that was deployed. So really well handled there from Cloud9, not to just get overrun. But it was tidy shots from Nafany here from the Goose position. We'll catch these again in the replay here. Wonderful work there onto woxic. We'll get into a 4 spy from EF. They've already tagged Shiro here. We'll keep you up to date with what you're missing. As Axar has made his way out long, he's just pressing the issue. 2 body, he's going to line up. Only 1 kill when XANTARES does make his way around the corner. That early damage, no longer as much of an issue here with an opening kill going in their favor. Still a problem, but not as big of an issue.
Well, lots of damage inflicted, and woxic looking to convert those shots as well. It's a strong position. They need to be careful here, and they are going to swing out to him, and he'll convert one of the kills right here, right now. That's Shiro going down. A huge scalp to take. Still focusing on the long control.
Can I retract my previous statement?
Yeah, perhaps.
I did not need to here, because woxic, he's going to swing again, and he's got support of Madja. Madja's going to tag one up. woxic will finish it off on an Axar, and a shot from woxic onto Hobbit. The pit destroyed. Another tag. woxic showing what he's got here from the top of sight. Stalling Cloud9 out before they could even get any control. Oh, not even overstaying his welcome. Look at woxic over the smokes. It doesn't matter. And now interz in a 1-on-3, turn 1-on-2. The flank is here.
Well, he's aware of it. interz will presumably pick this kill up, but there it is. The 4-spy victory for Eternal Fire, courtesy of woxic as well. 4 kills and lots of tags going in there, Chad. We've seen it so many times on Dust2. The long area is very difficult to take on the T side. Those scouts can really chip away at you.
That's the recipe for success, though, is consistently re-peaking. And this is the early tag that was taken onto poor Shiro here, how the early damage was done. But with this long control, it's very understandable why you see teams rinse and repeat it. But if you cannot push the scout off the line, if the scout does not respect you on the top of A, and he has a buddy like Madja there to help tag away, you are going to have a rough go of things. Early stage of this one, Paz has been tagged on the cross towards B.
Yeah, absolutely. And woxic's definitely one of those momentum players as well. Dust2's his stomping ground. We're looking for him to step up here with the sniper rifles. Fantastic start, and there will be a 4-spy in response, of course. We've got 1 AK and a scout for Shiro as well.
I'm really excited to see more from Madja. A bit of a missed timing there on that flash pop peak. You can see there's XANTARES completely white as he rounded the corner. But I want to see more from Madja. Yesterday, he had a fantastic performance there on Vertigo, keeping up with XANTARES, who was the best performer for EF yesterday in their bout against Furia. So nade there in spawn.
Pretty good game, wasn't it?
It was actually entertaining. I think here's the case. I think I overestimated what to get out of Furia and underestimated what to get out of EF.
I think everyone did, to be fair. We have a lot of expectations for Furia. Didn't really turn up in the fashion we expected, but here's woxic once again. This time not quite as successful. That's a great opening kill for Hobbit. Makes his way up towards the A side, and that should be a second as well. No problem whatsoever. Cloud9 running away with this round. Just XANTARES remaining. He's doing a very good job with that M4, but could be all for naught here. Still fancies his chances. This would be the ace clutch.
Okay, well, this smoke will be fading momentarily here. I was looking for his 3rd kill, and he's just going to get it. Okay, on the fade, dead, done. They'll pick up a couple of M4s
Kind of takes the wind out of your sails after winning the 4-spy, and that kind of round follows.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they will. But it was just such a hard fart battle in the previous round.
Poor Jason. Poor Jason.
Had to get in there. My friends are throwing me under the bus in the analyst there, so I got to get my jabs in as well, Chad.
I don't know what the Kasar, he's like...
And Yanko as well, both of them.
The hand that feeds it. What did Yanko say?
Yanko's going on about NFTs. Kasar's going on about Cloud9. It's just like... I've
taking shots.
Just turned up.
Keep the bullying onto the desk, boys. We're not throwing jabs your way. We're just sticking to we're sticking in our lane.
Keep my head down.
We're just doing the job, and you guys are out here trying to rumble us. Well, again, some aggression up mid. woxic top of A with the scout, and Shiro, who's back of Cat here, can grab a kill and a half. A good find there from Paz, and now condemned to long will be Cloud9. The battle of the blue logos here. Nice tidy nade there down the back pocket. You like to see that.
Certainly do. This round is still dangerous for Cloud9, but they get closer and closer towards the A side. Demore doesn't seem to be aware of how close they are, and he should be going down momentarily to this Mac 10. There it is. The finally will take him down. Molotov towards the CT spawn position. Still not a confirmed round here. The bomb actually down towards the pit position. So Hobbit once again, fantastic little flank, great spray control, and that should be it. And that's going to break the economy completely for EF. No more chances to rebuy. Have to take the full eco here. And this is where Cloud9 can stretch their legs.
The always reliable Uncle Hobnob here. He's just come through, secured the round. Nobody looking. Great stuff from Hobbit. And this is when he first introduced to this team. You have to go back in your way back time machine now, but this is what he brought: the pedigree, the experience. A major winner in the server here today, ladies and gentlemen. Hobbit's not to be trifled with. And now from Eternal Fire to Internal Fire, the finances have been
speed rush, boys.
Burnt to a crisp here.
Let's get in there, shall we? Make it a quick one. No messing around. There is a player on the side they potentially overlooked. That's going to be Paz. He does very well with the silence USP to open things up. Shiro has dropped. That's probably the only kill they get, so I'm already wrong in that department. So a 3-on-3 potentially can grab that weapon. We'll see if Demore can grasp it. He actually does. So getting out with an AK-40, that's not bad at all.
What about Edward 40 Hands? You ever play that game?
I didn't. Who is that? Or what is that?
It's like Edward Scissorhands.
Right.
Now, I don't recommend this for children out there. This is not a fun game that anybody... It's an American thing.
Right, okay.
I think it was in, like, How I Met Your Mother or something along those lines. But you would tape these 40
as in a beer, right?
Yeah, two of them to your hands, and then you can only... yeah, it was kind of a silly drink.
It's a very silly game to be playing.
Don't be playing games like that, kids.
No, just don't drink in general, I would say. Avoid it.
Yeah, there's a lot of vices. Counter-Strike should probably be the only one, as it is a 4-1 lead for Cloud9 now.
Right then, Cloud9 looking quite comfortable. Choosing the T side once again. Chad, what do you make of that?
I love it. And I also love the fact that Groove just decides the veto. It's my choice.
Yeah,
I don't care what you have.
I guess that's fair enough.
Look, it's so much more objective that way from the coach's standpoint, right? Because an in-game leader, he might have maps that he prefers calling on, but maybe it's not better for the team. And I know that almost seems counterintuitive as a statement that what the in-game leader feels the most comfortable on, but we'll get into the action. We can have that debate a little bit later here. One-way smoke dropped and one deployed in exchange, and we'll make it across. Only taking a slight chunk of damage there, down to 74.
Yeah, so after winning that second round force buy, of course, getting themselves involved in the eco wars. You can see woxic without the AWP to kick things off in the first gun round. That is a problem. Really do need him to come online here to stand the chance against Cloud9, I would say. Found themselves in a bit of a desperate situation at the start here, but certainly recoverable. Problem is they have no kits, however, as round 6 well underway here. Lower B control for Cloud9. Looking for potentially a mid-split, Chad, I would say. They've got 4 players towards his position. Shiro with the bomb in the back, and Axel watching for rotations and any flanks.
Holding onto a lot of utility while taking this map control, aren't they? And this is an opportunity now for Shiro. If they do step across the mark here and want to take a little bit of a looky-loo, Shiro will blow their socks off as this short control has been garnered. And once again, we have to return to just the sheer amount of utility remaining here, Henry. We have 5 Molotovs for Cloud9. Pick your poison. 45 seconds left on the clock. You can execute wherever you want. And
remember, without the AWP, crossing towards A is much more viable now. They're obviously not aware of that, but once they get the information, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to fully execute. We'll see how this one pans out as we get to the 30-second mark. Anthony will be calling for the smoke, just showing a little bit of presence towards B. Throws a Molotov towards the platform, just trying to ruffle some feathers here. And they do continue their positioning towards short.
Oh, time's the biggest issue right now. interz is trying to sell this mid to B. Xantares is the man they want to draw over, and maybe they could have if interz got that kill. Running out, 15 seconds. This is going to be very hard to rumble. Axel doesn't get the kill onto a more. woxic should be winning the round right here, right now. Just has to deny this plant, and will. The trade potential for Hobbit, it's available, but there's not going to be enough time to plant that bomb. Save the AWP if you can here, Hobbit. And that's if you can. Not going to get run down just yet. The jumping shot not landing on the 22 points of health, and that seemed to be more of an issue for Cloud9 than EF. They just took way too long to execute there.
Yeah, I guess they didn't get anything they were looking for. At the 30-second mark is when they try to begin their fake towards B. They throw the Molotov towards the back platform, send interz out towards middle, but unless he gets a couple of kills there and causes fast rotations, it wasn't going to work out for them. And indeed, it all falls apart. Didn't even have time to check out the goose position. And we'll get into round 7 here. Another gun round, the AWP recovered for woxic. As we'll see, Shiro through the smoke, straight to the dome of Paz. Very unfortunate for him. And we can hear Xantares running around in lower as well. Nafany will confirm that he's vacated the area.
That's so much info for Nafany right now. And this rotation for woxic back over. Little to Cloud9 know. There's just one man locking down this A site, not even towards the site. Don't peek at woxic. Don't do it. Not into Shiro.
Miss.
Whistles by. Gives woxic a chance. Now he's actually hanging around to take this fight. I guess they're hedging at this point in the round, right? They're assuming no space has been taken towards short because the rotation back for woxic here won't be very safe. Doors will be blocked now. Hobbit's going to go through with a flash came over from towards middle there, and it didn't do anything. Amor was in the open, so he gets a freebie on towards Hobbit. Axel tries to fill his boots.
Yeah, they've brought us back to a 4-on-4.
Clumsy.
Quite clumsy, yeah. Trying to sneak out there, forcing the issue. At the 1 minute mark, once again, woxic here, and he will be dropped. That's really unfortunate now for EF. They're in a 4 versus 2, Xantares. And Major will be remained, and at this stage, I feel like they have to save that the B players, and there'll be no chance of this one.
It felt like they were going to have to save after the kill onto Paz to start the round, because they hedged their bets over towards B quite heavily here.
Well, they went for that aggressive maneuver, right? They're trying to get 2 players in towards lower B, and then Xantares left on a bit of an island, had to fall back, all that information garnered. And yeah, the round falls apart, even after a decent kill on Hobbit at long.
Okay, well, 5-2. Fortunate saving onto these guns here. Not a whole lot of cash in the coffers for EF going forward. If we take a look at the loss bonus, 1,900 into the next round. So will they take an eco? Will they take a force?
We have got a Xantares AK-47. Anything can and will happen. Yeah, well, that's one of them removed, unfortunately. But Maggio, we'll see Xantares, the man himself, holding on to the AK outside B. Shouldn't be hunted down here, so that's absolutely fine. But it will be 5-2 after this bomb explodes.
Well, as we have a lull in gameplay right here, Henry, I want to quickly shout out our observer today. That's Jakey. He's taken to the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s.
Big shout out to Jakey.
Zeros, of course. I forgot the 9s.
Of course.
But also for Jakey, we wish him luck for tonight. He has an ESCA Open match.
Does he really?
SCO. That would be nice. That would be taking on some of the best that Counter-Strike has to offer. So hopefully we see Jakey getting up to some antics tonight.
Godspeed, sir. Good luck to you.
Repping the UK flag.
Someone's got to. So then, as mentioned, Xantares with the solo AK-47. Bit of a 4-man stack towards long, but here he comes, looking to cause mass damage here if possible. Hobbit, more than aware of the prospect though. Jumps up towards the lower B boxes, just patrolling the area. But it's going to be Nafany, I believe, that will find him as he backstabs from middle. Great opening kill. That's pretty much all the threat thwarted.
Yeah, kind of nice that Nafany can just stroll down mid like that.
Not bad, is it? Just find a freebie like that.
Yeah, so the AK now completely removed from play. It is just the Deagle is the biggest threat now. And
you can just wait for the rotations, the reaction plays at this stage. That's all they really had going into the round, right? So just pump the brakes, and eventually some kills should be found here. We have got a CT pushing towards long. Could potentially find a kill here, but wow, that's a nice shot from Axel.
Axel's very sharp, one of the most mechanically gifted players I think we have in Counter-Strike at the moment. Let's see if they can continue to light up the server here today. Shiro's missed a couple there, but that's all right. Axel and Hobbit to clean up the mess. Everybody can smell the blood in the water of these ecos, the unarmored opponents that light investment here. Everybody's favorite kills.
So $2,400 into the next round. You can see woxic can afford the AWP, but it might not be worth it, Chad. That's full glass cannon. That means no armor, no nades. You get the M4 and have a nice full buy otherwise. But in his heyday, in his peak, he was known as one of the absolute best Dust2 player that there was in the game.
Sure,
so
yeah.
You'd hope he wants to pick up that sniper rifle, which he does, taking a gamble, taking a risk. And as mentioned, no armor, no nades. No kits, no helmets on the CT side. This is a desperate buy.
Bit of a different class in terms of, there's this shot that didn't quite land.
It looked like it was spot on.
Maybe he just moved. You know, everyone does a little bit of a wiggle there. But you're right. We have to turn to woxic here to be able to light up the scoreboard with the big green. But also, I was giving praise to Major as we kicked off the series. The in-game leader, he's returned from Valorant. He's rejoined the Counter-Strike ranks.
I believe it's pronounced Valorante.
Sorry. Yeah, I have been messing up that pronunciation for some time. I'll work on it. But he's yet to get a kill, and he might need to get a couple now. He's currently posted over towards the B-bomb site as the creep and the crawl of this Cloud9 search party does weasel their way in. Madja stands and delivers from the tall box. The flashes are there and the onslaught comes. woxic from outside the doors grabs another, and there's a trade back from Hobbit.
Hobbit has been such a nuisance in the backlines here. Great response, but still a man down. A difficult round in general for EF. They don't have much more to hold on with. They've got a couple of smokes, and remember, no kits. That bomb goes down, they're in a lot of trouble. Paz down to 19 points of health, and the B split looking likely to continue here. Flashbang will be deployed over the double doors. Maybe up towards short instead.
I think they know that they've removed this AWP, right? So at this point, if they're able to leak out short, they just have to avoid some crisp shots from Xantares, who is very good at doing exactly that.
Yeah, yet to really come online. Hasn't had one of those show-stopping moments as of yet, but still plenty of Counter-Strike left to be played here in the best of three. Good grenades on both sides, but a very chunky one from Xantares out towards short. Does about 80 damage there. They'll still continue their assault towards the A side, but it's looking way too strong now. Confirmed round for EF, as just poor old Shiro here towards short on his lonesome. Maybe some consolation frags, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it's just one of the ways when we've covered off. We had the Cloud9 game yesterday, and they never seem like they're out of cash. And that's the same situation now.
They had like 16K on 3 players yesterday.
Yeah, flush for funds. I think Shiro here might get run down. He will. It was before time, so
yes, indeed.
he should be all right. And yeah, as mentioned, the double AWPs are brought out here, so that should facilitate a little bit more traction for EF to poke and prod around the map here.
They've given it to Madja, so suggesting they'll have the turret set up towards B. That makes a lot of sense. It's a very default and welcomed CT setup. We'll see if it works out for them. Starting to come online now. Some cleaner rounds coming through as we enter round number 10, 6-3 in favor of Cloud9. As Chad mentioned, they've got a boatload of cash available to them, $10,000 for Nafany, as we'll take a tactical timeout as well, just to catch our breath, work out what's going on. And this one has actually been called by Cloud9 after giving up a couple of rounds here.
Yeah, Groove loves to chip in. We heard from him in an interview with Heku there, just talking about why they opt to start on the T side. Desk also had a conversation about that. Does seem to be a bit quizzical for people at home. But I like teams who are doing things a little bit different outside the box. Okay, well, Shiro jumps down. We'll be taking the spot here and on the cross. Let's get a little bit of information. Hobbit flashing himself forward on the fight. There's the extinguish. They've thrown the one way. So negating the Molotov. Give them a buffer zone to work with now. But it's quite direct in how they want to start and finish here, because we can already see a congregation outside long.
Absolutely. 4 players there. Nafany just confirming that lower B is clear. It is very meta for the CTs to be aggressive towards the double doors. Speaking of which, a meta smoke towards the hinge allows you to either take short or remove vision for the CTs, whichever way you're inclined. For now, Hobbit making his way up towards that area, as they still have 3 players outside the long doors. The bomb is there as well. It's a more given the responsibility to defend with the M4. woxic this time towards short. So presumably flashed off, but we'll see what they can make of it. Here's the Molotov. Flashbang to follow up, and he has to drop.
Well, one in response. Find me a bit of time here to reposition him more as the one who's under the pump right now. A corner smoke, and he might have to give up long, but the flash forward wants to fight, needs to take this duel, and that is a great little kill there onto Axel. He's done enough. Good stuff from Amor here. Needs to get out, but where's the fight from Cloud9? They've been stalled out on all fronts. Hobbit low, Shiro low, Nafany dead. This is looking good now.
Very nice work from EF, I have to say. The smoke's going down, segregating the final team members here as well. As you mentioned, they're incredibly low. Hobbit down to 18 points of health. Shiro not far behind him. interz needs to connect one of these, which he does. Lovely shot towards Amor. Round not over just yet, but it's not looking good with 20 seconds remaining. Shiro yet to get going with the AWP. That should confirm things here. 15 seconds remaining, 4 on 2. interz will drop out of the pit, join his teammate towards the long doors, and they have to hold on to what they've got, which is the AWP and the AK.
All right, well, see if they can find some way to get into these rounds, Cloud9. They have been stalled out. The search party, you can see the attempted misdirection.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just getting delivered a dud hand here. So really good stuff from EF. And this is the thing. Yesterday, they were competitive against Furia. But the question is, was that Furia who were looking a little bit sloppy? They also had the ring rust of not playing for the better part of 2 months. Was that EF playing well? We know that they're on the rise right now. They qualified for ESL Challenger Rotterdam with a win over Entropic, which is a big victory for this team. I think you're definitely seeing them look better since the reintroduction, I'll say, because Madja used to play with some of these names back in the Space Soldiers days, to having an actual in-game leader. It's quite nice for the team to have a real in-game leader.
Yeah, you're dead on there, Chad, and he's calling a good game, it seems, in the last few rounds. We are going to have this long take once again. Xantares, that's more like it. pushing his way through the smoke, finds the double kill, dishing out a load of damage, not taking too much himself. That's an early 5-on-3 in favor of the Turkish squad. Love to see that up close and personal, and there might be another kill here for woxic. He'll find Nafany towards the top of middle as well. They are running away with this one, and this was a pivotal round as well. In terms of the finances, C9 in a lot of trouble. After this round concludes, it doesn't look like they'll get a bomb planted either.
It may as well be leveling this one up to a 6-6 scoreline here, but fortunately, Lostburn is starting to build. Shot for Paz, easy as you like, just strolling on out. Like a deer in headlights, Shiro's down, and Hobbit, well, goes as well. Magic scoops in through the mid doors, and we'll find the final kill. Now the cash is starting to build on the EF side of things. You were talking about how Cloud9 are going to find themselves, and it's going to be maybe some Deagles, some Tech 9s, not a whole lot to purchase on through.
Really nice work from Xantares. Their long control is pretty decent on the CT side. They don't back down. They don't relinquish control. They're actually flashing over and pushing back.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see as well. I think one of the factors that needs to be discussed more on Dust2 than most maps, this is a nice little reservoir of HEs, we'll talk about that as the round progresses, is to do with these long spawns, right? If you don't get the long spawns on your gun rounds and you end up finding yourself in an economic spiral where they end up on eco rounds, instead it's like, oh, we don't really want to take the long control. We don't have the weapons to take those type of duels. And right now, Axel has a very good long spawn. A timeout has been called for Cloud9. I'm sure they're having a conversation similar to what we were just bringing up.
So not quite the royal flush, Chad, but 3 AK-47s and double orbs on the CT side. That's pretty decent.
What is this? Is like having 2 aces
straight
and three kings or something?
Yeah.
I don't know what's that called.
Not sure.
I don't really know.
Been a while since I played.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
That's not our lane. That's Doug's lane.
Yep.
Shout out to Doug.
We try not to get involved.
But we will say that in or on the cards is
in
based
and or on.
You can have either. It's just where you're from. It's just like a gentleman the other day tweeted to me when we were talking about the Danish derby or derby, and he said that the derby was only to do with horses, and I let him know that in Australia and the United Kingdom, oh, okay, woxic from neither of those places. There's 2 nice kills. It's to do with a local team biffing situation, sure. Which is how we use the term. Anyway, this is an eco.
But it's still very nice shots from woxic, has to be said. Calm and controlled. No misses there. And this interz remaining, you said, that previous round probably leads to 6-6. Looked like you're dead on. Interz in a 5-on-1. And we'll see if he can make anything of it. I highly doubt it, but love to see this from EF.
I just want to make a statement here, Henry, to everybody watching right now.
Sure.
And maybe anybody who watched Future in the Vault. The round where Shiro went down, where he was trying to save the AWP towards short. I proclaimed it was before time it ended. I went and checked the score bot. It was as time ended. So
okay.
It's a minor detail, but, you know, I like to be
to correct yourself
on point with these things. So I apologize to everybody. I know that you expect better of me, and
we have a formal statement perhaps after the game?
Don't do twit longers.
Oh, okay.
I do Google Docs. No twit longer, so potentially.
Let's get into it. Round 13, the closing stages of the first half here. It was looking pretty bleak at one point for EF, but they are alive and well right now. They tied things up. Flashbang towards lower B. Adja, though, confident as you like, Chad, with this orb in hand, ready to cause a bit of carnage here.
I respect it, but it could go very wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. This flash comes in. He has got time to fall back, so absolutely fine. Fancies a second bite of the cherry here. Playing with fire himself. Xantares will try and dish out damage with the double doors. Actually takes quite a lot himself here. Molotov to flush out Paz. Haven't seen a round from C9 in some time. 4 in a row now for EF as Immortal takes matters into his own hands. He's pushed into the long doors. Axel seems to be somewhat aware of it, almost inviting him to push a bit further.
Well, Nafany's been the most active, I would say, in the early rounds.
Right.
Shiro's looking for the AWP picks. Nafany's taking the space. Hobbit's coming in with the lurk. But in terms of explosive or getting territory early, Cloud9 really haven't had a whole lot to fall back on here. And here comes the push, finally coming through.
Perfect.
I couldn't believe the timing. That is amazing from him.
The moment he looks amazing, pulls out his grenade, that's when he pushes. It forces them in towards B. They know it as well. Still a chance to win the round. It would take a couple of missed shots from Adja here, but not going to happen. He's taking all the aggro away from the car position. Paz starts to spray them down. One player remains. It's Chiro, hasn't had the best game so far, and that's EF taking the lead now, 7-6. Very convincing round as well, Chad. Getting under their skin with those timings.
This is fantastic now. This is very good stuff here from the Turkish side. It's great Counter-Strike, and I guess this we can reflect. You know, I mentioned Space Soldiers before. That's where everybody was getting excited, but that was 2016. It's been a A long time between drinks. We had xFloud in this team. We had Calix in this team, and then the changes to bring back in Madger and Paz. And look at woxic getting fired up there. He's loving life as we go fast down long. And pick from woxic again. They're just taking the jewels, starting to scrim on him now. Zentara's through the smoke, continuing to lock down long. There's no way forward for Cloud9.
Absolutely not. In terms of the individual jewels, you have to say it's EF coming out on top every single time here. Madger oversteps the mark somewhat there. 5 on 3. You never like to see those solo plays, but they still have the man advantage for now. Khalil's available for C9 and more reactive play here. Paz confirms that the B side of the map is completely clear. With the AK in hand, and what options are left here? Axel goes back towards T-spawn. The bomb's outside the long double doors as Hobbit will have to limp back as well. They've lost all control of the map. They're aware of it. But going back in towards the tunnels once Paz is called as clear could be an option, but presumably he holds towards lower. He can't just vacate the area completely.
And they'll surely play for some info over towards A at some juncture here. They can't just sit and wait unless they are completely convinced it'll be this A play.
The Paz just needs 1 kill here. That would be absolutely fine. The rotations are pretty far away. If he goes down with nothing, it's a problem.
2 on the site with a lot of util,
It's a real problem if he gets nothing.
Starting to be a problem now.
Okay.
As long as he gets away.
As long as he survives, it's okay. They have enough time for the rotations. If he went down, that would have been a massive problem. But woxic on the AWP, fast response with Zentara's as well. Oh, they're really forcing the issue here. These guys do not want to back down whatsoever. They've done incredibly well to actually gain access towards the bomb site. Lovely shot from woxic there. And there it is, the 3 versus 1. Hobbit's already low. Should be round done. Absolutely confirmed. 8-6. They have won the half here. Great showing from EF. As we get into the final round, I don't think the money's really going to be there. Maximum loss bonus, sure, but they're not even planting the bomb, Chad.
Yeah, Galil's
They haven't planted the bomb at all. And these 6 rounds they've given away, the bomb has not gone down once.
I was just having a look as well at the opening kills. It's really started to fall in the favor of EF here. I think they have 9 opening kills in this half already. They might be able to make it 10 as we do get back underway with play. But this has been great now. Fantastic spree of rounds. And as you were mentioning, the economy busted. The Lils, light util, it's enough to work with, but it's the ideas. They've been flat. It's the default heavy approaches.
They don't seem up for it. EF are just swarming them every single round. This is another kill, I would say.
Yep.
Easy as you like. woxic, this is what you like to see from him. Dictating the pace of the game, getting stuck in, not missing the easy shots. Really in the zone right now. And it's reflected. He's got 14 kills. Very nicely done. We've got Madger as well towards upper B.
Ooh, careful now, Madger. This is the recipe for success. Zentara's and woxic both fragging, but Madger and Amor, they just need to stay alive. Amor has gone down for now. Some space to be taken. But again, the response time from EF, it's been on point. They haven't overstepped the mark too many times. They've made sure to continue to play as a team. He's got a little bit sketch, and Hobbit and Axel are very low on HP. It's difficult to see how Cloud9 can contest for a round like this.
We'll see what they can make of it. Axel has to be the linchpin, if you ask me. Well, that's been removed. Zentara's really starting to warm up now. These are the 2 players you need to see big numbers from, Zentara's and woxic, and they're delivering on all fronts. Smoke down for woxic, give himself a bit of a one-way to maneuver around the bomb side with. I dare say he'll get another one here. That's Hobbit dropped. 4 versus 2, and they're just limping into the side, Chad. They've got no response for this.
Yeah, just looking for the jewels, and what's going to lock them all down. One more kill, couldn't quite connect the dots, but Paz will. That is a 9-6 half for EF on their map choice. Not just here to make up the numbers, here to compete and looking hot. We'll see how Dust2 concludes after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Future Pros! Taking long on Dust2 is one thing, but getting to the site can be a whole other challenge. With these simple smokes I'll show you, it should be no problem. You will need 2 smokes for this one, so ask a teammate nicely to drop you one. To throw the first smoke, stand in the corner in front of the barrel, then aim at this point and running through the smoke almost instantly. Then stand at this wall, Aim at this point along the line and running jump throw that smoke too. No pick control needed, and you'll be hard pressed to find a gap, so cross the site with a little bit of peace of mind.
Welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 16, Group D. We're on the hunt for the final 3 teams for the playoffs kicking off next week. Could it be one of these 2 teams? Time will tell, but Eternal Fire look hot to trot right now, Chad. They have a great lead, 9-6 as they switch over to the T side.
Yeah, been fantastic stuff from woxic on that AWP, and Santana is chipping in as well. 16 kills for him, 16 kills for woxic, and actually the supporting cast has been there when required for Eternal Fire. They lost the pistol, and their biggest issues came in the early game when the financial woes are ripe.
Absolutely true. Bear in mind, Cloud9 were up 6-2, then lost 7 rounds in a row. Crazy scenes here as the second half will kick off very shortly. We'll see if we can analyze the buys. I think we have a slight technical issue.
Well, how about a fun fact?
I would love a fun fact.
woxic has won Pro League before.
Yes.
With Mouse.
Right.
When Carrigan was the in-game leader of the team, Rops was there, Frozen was there, and I believe Chris J was the 5th.
That's a hell of a team.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
Feels like ancient history at this point. It wasn't too long ago, right?
No, what was 2019? I want to say 2019. Mouse were ascending at that point.
That's when woxic had his real showstopper year. He was ranked 12th in the world via HLTV.
He was going gangbusters that year, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, we're starting to see some of that old glory creep back in that previous performance in the first half. That was lovely from him. 16 kills. And he seemed like he was finally dictating the pace and showing us how he can open up the rounds time and time again. Wasn't any huge misses or crazy flicks. It was actually very controlled. And with Xantares there as well, it's a deadly duo.
Why does Nafany look like he's just contemplating life and the meaning of it all the time? I feel like he's been... Now, I don't know. This is pure speculation, which is a part of my job.
All right.
But he looks... Because Nafany's normally the type of guy getting fired up. I understand this is group stage games. It's the first time back playing officials in 2 months. But Nafany's normally the guy getting fired up. I know that Yanko enjoys this conversation about in terms of the team and who's going to help bring that passion or help lift the mood. So I'm just curious if Nafany has chosen to put a bit of a leash on his reactions or if he's been told to.
Yeah, I guess time will tell as this map continues and indeed the series as well, but maybe just trying to manage expectations with the team, not go completely all in with the passion in the first couple of showings in the group stage. But either way, we are off to the races now.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, this could be a problem. Xbox smoke is down and Nafany will be spotting. Looks to be 4 players charging up towards short here. They're not slowing down whatsoever. They're taking full control here. It's Nafany to defend once again. Hasn't inflicted really any damage so far as they'll take control of the bomb site. It's Magic towards long and waiting for that reactive play and can't quite hit the shot. Unfortunate for him.
That's important for him to get that kill right now. Oh,
right.
Jeez, okay. Xantares. That's one that I'm going to remember.
That's what he's known for, at least.
Okay, how many more of those do we have? I was saying this is going to be quite difficult here, but taking their way in towards the side bomb. Starting to tick on down. Another kill for Paz, this time just holding him at the door right now. Axel needs to activate. Amor's got to kill interz. He's got something, but this is looking great for EF to get the pistol. Going to be up to double digits. Shiro's on 7 points of health. He's got no chance.
He absolutely does not. There we have it, saving the Kevlar by the looks of things, and it will be Eternal Fire picking up the second half pistol. Not bad at all after losing the first kill as well. Pretty simple strategy, smoking towards the Xbox and completely charging up towards the short and indeed the A bomb site. Quite a defensive hold from C9. Couldn't do much in the CT spawn position. And a hell of a shot to kick things open for XANTARES, jumping up and just eviscerating the opponent beneath.
I'm very happy with the fact that so far, I know that we're only 1.33 recurring days into Group D.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been relatively competitive. The only team that didn't put up too much of a fight was EG. They managed to go double digits on Cloud9 on their own map pick of Inferno, but then got battered on Dust2.
Really did.
Movistar and EF are showing some good form here. So force buy, XANTARES has been chipped out through the smoke, and it's a similar looking force buy from Cloud9 to what we saw from EF in that first half with double scouts.
Well, it will be a long focus from EF as well. You can see them getting that long control. All 5 players coming up. And we have got Shiro, of course, with the scout itself, and Axel as well. So both scouts positioned towards long. Very similar mentality. One boosted, one below. Trying to get the double tags in and find a kill. You'd be hard-pressed to think that they will just give this up for free. The flashbang should be coming over. Opportunities there as we see the damage start to rain in. A couple attacks, Chad. It's happening again.
They tried a different approach, a pop flash and then push to try and take the space, but get tagged regardless. Now there's 3 players who are just one shot away from going down, and more XANTARES and woxic, potentially the 3 names you don't want on this low HP.
And they've sacrificed so much map control now as well, and the fact they've taken these tags, they kind of have to commit, because they go back for T-spawn, they have no idea what CTs are encroaching on their position, so this is a bit of a nightmare situation. They're going to continue with the smokes up towards the bomb site as we just keep exchanging blows here. No further damage done for now, though. And here comes the full commitment. They have to try and get close with these rifles and shut down the potential of the scout and the CZs. It's getting a little bit messy here. The flashbangs continue to rain in, but the T's very far away from the bomb site. Great shot from Shiro. 4 versus 2 now, and we've got incredibly low players. woxic and XANTARES, what a deadly duo they can be. Lovely boost. Should catch them off, but woxic's ready for it.
Well, they know Hobbit's there now as well. Interz still with this incendiary. Is he going to deploy it towards the side? There's 15 seconds. This could be perfect in low HP. The bomb spills loose. XANTARES, how are you meant to clutch this one out? The smoke is starting to fade, but needs to hit 3 banger shots. There's the first, the second, not too far off. There's just not enough time. He won't be able to plant. He needs to find the kills, and he might go down after time here. He's smashed of Shiro and will survive. So interz essentially clutches this one out. Close.
It is close, but in that 2 versus 1, he had no chance of planting, but he does very well, XANTARES, that is, to even stay alive at the AK-47. Once again, that long focus from the T side up against the scouts, they get absolutely wrecked upon arrival. 3 tags before they could even answer back there. See XANTARES trying to pick up the pieces, but as you can see at the top of your screen, no time. Takes 4 players down, so at least they don't save AKs, Chad, right? There's no weapons being brought over into that next round, so that's something.
Best of a bad situation.
Absolutely. So I think a tactical timeout is a very wise and informed decision here from EF. They are going to be working with the bare minimum. They've got 3 MP9s to kick off round number 18, a couple of M4s, and still anyone's round, as we'll see a force buy from EF in response.
So he's gesturing down the line, at least in the direction of Paz and Amor there, and you can imagine there's some conversations to be had here. There's long spawns. woxic has one, sure, but he's
with the
got a scout. Yeah, so I'd likely to see him drop down and fight mid.
With no armor as well, you just can't really justify it. 1 nade and you're going to be down to 1 HP.
Well, it all comes down to how they use XANTARES here, right? He can crack this one open.
He can win these rounds for them.
That is on a map like this, 100% true.
Yeah. We'll pull on that thread. We'll see what he's up to. Down towards lower B, XANTARES, man of the moment, needs to deliver here. Yeah, still up, 10-7, looking strong, but this is a very important round. Lose this one, C9 likely tie things up. He overlooks the position, and Hobbit, he'll take that all day long. Takes a shot through the door. They're doing some damage at least, but that was pretty much all they had, unfortunately. That AK is removed pretty early on. Hobbit just trying to sneak away with no further disruption. And a nice little boost. You don't see this too often anymore, but still very viable. Especially in these sort of rounds, you know they haven't got the Molotov or the double smoke potentially for this area.
I'm going to actually bolster the B defense. So Nafany could have picked at that point after the boost to go towards A or the B side. Looks like he wants to help out interz.
Mid split potentially? I say split, all 4 players are there.
And that's I guess Nafany preempting this situation, knowing it's a lighter buy. The mid to B is a very likely option here. It's harder to spill out of catwalk.
This is where Hobbit should be getting at least 2 or 3 kills. It's a prime spot as mentioned. Difficult to actually flush him out when you don't have the utility. And there's the first, the second, looking for that third. And he makes light work of it. So very good response there. Was it just 2 actually? It was 3.
Yeah, yeah. Good stuff from Hobbit there. And now we should see an Eternal Fire Eco. So if you at home want to get activated in the conversation,
Please
use
do.
the hashtag ESL Pro League or EPL.
I have to tag us as well for us to actually see it. And
It's a very good idea to tag us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will potentially go into the void. But the social media managers over there should catch the info.
Good point. And it is indeed the full eco. Got any more fun facts for us, Chad, or is that done?
Well,
Segment's
I,
over.
I did the most obvious of Hobbit as a major winner, and then I did woxic 1 an EPL season before.
Those are quite fun facts, to be fair.
Cloud9 won in Dallas earlier in the
true.
year. Eternal Fire came through the conference to get to this point. They will also be at the RMR in a couple weeks' time.
Which is an important fact, right? This is a great time of year for them. We haven't seen too much in terms of big tournaments, so the fact they've got these back-to-back sequences will be great. Speaking of great, that's a nice little nade to close things out, potentially. There it is from Hobbit. A very, very clean round. That's just what Cloud9 needed to get back on their feet here after losing 7 rounds in a row towards the tail end of the first half.
I covered EF in the RMR earlier in the year when they were trying to qualify for Antwerp, and they looked like a shadow of this version.
They just look rubbish, you can say that.
No, I don't think they looked rubbish. It's just their approach to the game. Their mid-rounds were bad, and their openers were all fast. You could tell that their strats were made by people who are AWPers and entry fraggers.
Right, okay.
Right? Not by an in-game leader. That's
Yeah.
why having Madja back in the team, I think, is phenomenal. It's great to be... I know he's not having a great game right now. He had a very good series yesterday. An older lad as well, old Madja. 31.
31?
31.
Okay. Not quite as old as us.
No. But he's catching up.
Yeah, he's getting there. It will get you. That's round 20 underway.
I'm not too convinced in a round like this for EF because Paul woxic only has a scout.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say the same thing, and he's been looking so hot with the AWP as well. Can still make the scout work. It's just not going to be as effective, of course. Looks like a long retake, perhaps, from the T side here as they set up their smokes and flashes. Shiro and Co, though, more than ready for it. Shiro actually getting in towards the pits with the AWP. Don't see that too often.
No, that is very interesting. So this, to me, reeks of a bit of a counter strat here. They're giving up A control completely.
Right.
They're playing these 2 individuals committed towards long and 3 players towards B. So this is something that C9 have prepped for. You don't see rounds like this very often at all.
Could all fall apart, though, going up towards shorts and a bit of mid-presence. A CT spawn entrance as well.
He's going mid to A.
You never see this. This is really interesting.
So there's going to be a waltz out onto the A site here, unless Shiro can stall them with the ult. The first shot isn't going to land. They've actually thrown the smoke of their own design here to allow the bomb to go down, and it will. So now we have a 5-on-5 retake with Zentaras in CT spawn.
It's a really interesting approach. I don't think they'll see this coming at all. They preemptively fire towards that position. He somehow gets one, survives a little bit longer, but down to a 4 versus 4 now. Madja, I think he made a bit of a footstep and he will be dropped. We're seeing lots of frags go in favor of Cloud9. This round could fall apart. Trying to stay alive with the scout is woxic. Can't cause too much damage, but that bomb is ticking away. Paz patrolling towards shore, and he is absolutely dropped by Hobbit. Axel in tow as well. Confirms the round. Very interesting approach, Chad, but ultimately didn't do much for them.
No, and I wonder why they called off the long approach, because they were congregated outside of long for such time, so maybe there was a sound cue, something that they were able to note there. They did find the path of least resistance. They did get that bomb down, and they should secure themselves close to a buy. But the question is, do they want to make sure they can get this AWP for woxic? If that is the case, they will have to take a partial here.
They absolutely will. I really just want to talk about that mid to CT approach, mid to A, as you mentioned. It's never really been done in the history of Counter-Strike. No one's really ever attempted strategies based around that, because obviously it's an awkward angle, but if you can sneak a player in like that, like Zentaras was, that's got potential for a lot of danger there. Really enjoyed that.
Well, they have gone for the partial, so an investment of a Galil into Zentaras, the rest with pistol upgrades, and it looks like one of these B pops. Now on the site is interz, currently on his lonesome, but has Shiro just outside.
Yeah, interz should be fine here. He has no further utility, however, but he has got the AK-47, so lots of damage output available when they do commit, if they commit. And as mentioned, Shiro as well, backing them up. He should be able to take at least one down. The flashbangs are pretty effective here, but interz even more so. Double kill to open things up. He's already done his job at this stage. There's the hat trick, and now just Zentaras. They just got a Galil and he gets a double kill. If he gets a bomb down as well, he's done more than enough, but that's actually down towards the car.
They seem aware of that, don't they?
Another shot as he goes down to 2 HP. If he gets one more frag, that's a victory in its own right, to be honest with you. He's done a lot of work here. But there we have it. Will be the pistol kill for Nafany to close things out, and Cloud9 taking the lead once again. They've won 5 rounds in a row after losing the pistol here.
Now, we've said this about Cloud9 back in their Gambit days as well. This roster here is one of those teams with the style that they approach Counter-Strike. When they're playing opponents who are maybe of lesser caliber, they'll allow them to get to double digits. I'm not saying that they go, yeah, let's let these guys
not
get
trying to make it fun.
and win. It's their play style of like being quite heavy with the saves, always being default heavy. It is one of the teams that I feel will allow their opponent to accrue a decent chunk of rounds, regardless of who they are, because there's never really a huge disrespect that comes out of the Cloud9 team. They're always very respectful of their opponents.
Yeah,
but Badger is looking extremely animated now, so he's trying to explain a concept here of what he needs from the teammates. I don't know what it feels like they're lacking, but there's definitely something that he's trying to convey here.
Well, for the first time, we will see the woxic AWP being brought out. They have given up a lot of rounds here, enable Cloud9 to take the lead, and woxic will have the AWP and no helmet. Bear that in mind, makes him very vulnerable to the M4s. And lower B entrance from Nafany and Hobbit, 2 players actually investigating the area, and they will get a ton of info here, chat. No one's there whatsoever. It is a long take elsewhere. As we'll see, Axel defending from the car position. He's actually kind of stranded right now. He's alone towards the car. Has got the AK. So they've confirmed the B is clear.
Look
Upper middle is clear as well.
No one's watching it at all. Hobbit's going to continue to push the issue here. And as soon as Axel takes any traction, he still has a smoke to drop at his feet. So they're condemned towards long for now. Oh, hasn't spread it, hasn't spread it. Oh, almost.
The cleanest.
Almost gives Interz a chance, doesn't he? Now the smoke comes out, now the full rotation. Remember, they're locked in towards long. Everybody from Cloud9 can respond to this.
Yeah, they've locked the door behind him as well. Hobbit is waiting at the double doors. All 4 players committed. Hobbit just needs to sit back and wait. It's exactly what he's doing. The bomb's committed, they're a man down, and it's the danger man as well. It's going to be Zantares dropped early. Didn't check the car. Strange scenes here, but Magic with a chance to pull one back, which he will. That's Axel dropped, a key frag. And if Paz can detect his presence towards the long doors, maybe they're onto something.
Yeah, I felt like Axel was on borrowed time in a position like that, unable to be found out. Now the smoke wall to cross. Now Hobbit has the util, but he's coming from the flank, so cannot slow this crawl down. Is going to have to do the bullets and bodies here from C9. And interz just spam straight through. The perfect timing, 1.5 kills. And more must be feeling, what can he possibly do? And now Hobbit activates. He is such a nuisance. woxic dead, trying to throw some util. Just Paz doesn't know where to look. 12 rounds for Cloud9. Now they strangle back this lead and looking good to close.
Yeah, the worst of both worlds there for Eternal Fire. Lost complete map control, locked in towards long doors. They don't check the car position after Molotoving it as well. It's so unfortunate. Losing Zantares so early on as well. And woxic can't do anything about it. interz getting a couple of kills through the smokes there. Very cheeky indeed. 12 to 10. Has to be another partial buy for Eternal Fire. They've got the maximum loss bonus, but they're not really planting the bomb or causing any damage whatsoever in the last few rounds as we head back towards B. This 5-man approach once more.
You can understand it. They almost broke in before. Almost.
Yep. A couple of decent flashbangs, unfortunately, to get mowed down, but we'll see what they can do with this. Just trying to bleed out the initial utility if possible. They have got a lot themselves, though. Plenty of flashes, smokes, and Molotovs, but Hobbit, this position has proven to be so deadly. Last few weeks here at Pro League, we'll see if it rings true once again. First couple of kills for Cloud9, looking quite comfortable here, but a load of damage inflicted towards EF, but they're dishing it out as well. Nafany should be able to find at least one more. Doesn't want to completely commit just yet. Could throw the round if he oversteps the mark.
He has to fight. The molly's...
it's
does have a gap, all right. Looks more dangerous. Well, they can slow this down. Look at all the nades here. Axel, a HE, a Molotov. They got smokes to work with. There's flashes. They're making sure there's no flank here. This might be a bit of a red face for Cloud9 if they drop around like this.
Oh, that nade has got a kill, though. Almost confirmed. It's the incendiary does the damage, and in through the window they'll go. That's a confirmed kill towards Antares. There's poor old woxic here doing a great job. Spraying them down, Chad, but wasn't quite enough there. Shout out to Major as well. Hasn't had a great game so far. He gets 2 kills upon entry, takes his total up towards 7, but ultimately still around in favor of Cloud9. The money doesn't really become a conversation for them. They've already got, as mentioned before, $15,000 or so in a couple of players, so they're absolutely fine.
I think what is the most gut-punching for EF is they won the pistol, then they lost the force, and they haven't really been close on any of the rounds since that point.
They've planted the bomb a couple of times. One of them was these sort of rounds, right, where you're entering with Tech 9s into the B site. You're probably going to trade out a couple of kills, but still quite comfortable for Cloud9 in the end. That, not so much. Nafany takes a bullet in the thigh as he crosses the double doors here. Have to reassess his position and approach. but a decent full buy here. woxic, once again, no helmet. We'll see if that's a factor. I like this idea, though. Got a low HP player. Get him back up on that boost.
And Hobbit has all the nades, so allow him to waltz around here. We'll flash over the top of short to try and buy some space right now for a more, and he will call things clear. C9 are more than happy to give up all short control. Like, they sent Shiro there with an AWP 1 round. The rest of the time, they seem pretty hunkered down towards this long position.
We'll say as well, Chad, we're about 8 rounds deeper in the second half, and woxic's posted, I think, 1 kill in the half. Really slowing down at this point. The moment they really need him as well on this T side. Zantares, I don't think, has been posting huge numbers either. He's up to 23, but it's woxic at 18. I think he finished the first half with 16 or 17 kills. So, blue box position, I've got a feeling this is going to be awful to deal with. Yeah, they're not going to be looking at it straight away, but a good trade and actually a decent advantage. Oh, Nafany's overlooked the position. They're right next to each other. Unbelievable.
What on earth just happened there?
I don't know.
Zantares must have come out mid and got that kill because we can see the X's on the radar to kick things off, but we have a 2-on-3 situation.
Might as well go for it. He got a ton of cash on the CT side, at least caused some damage here. It's the M4 of interz charging up towards middle and indeed short. woxic towards the pit as well. So nice Molotov should buy some time here. Nafany's aware of it. Throws the grenade towards the goose position, trying to soften them up a little bit. What a nade that is. Max damage towards Maja. And as mentioned, they probably can't win this round, but if they can take a few players down with them, it's certainly worth it. Maja dropped towards the goose position, but heavy damage inflicted. It looks like they might fancy this one. The double swing out is just woxic remaining here. The defuse can come in. They've absolutely given it away for free.
Oh, dear.
Great retake, but not a single response from EF there, Chad. That might be the map done, if you ask me. That was their chance.
That's a tilter.
Yeah.
That one right there reminds me of round 13 last night on Mirage. Now, I'm being very particular for all of you at home when it was the Liquid versus Movistar game.
Right.
Mopos played up in the B apartments. He gets a triple kill. Nitro was there solo with the bomb. Mopos drops a one-way smoke, gets a couple more, but then Liquid still turned the round around, and they end up losing this 2-on-2, this 2-on-1 situation to deaths because they exit the site too early, and they think it's a save. I think they thought it was a save there, right? They've really expected no fight to be coming their way, so that is a dropped ball.
They had a nice setup as well. Magic towards the goose with woxic towards long. It's just fascinating why he had to swing, but
He didn't have to swing.
He didn't have to swing. I think that's what I'm getting at, I suppose. But yeah, well, you had the cover from your sniper. You don't really have to give anything away, run that clock down, but there we have it. It will be Cloud9 stealing the previous round and potentially this round coming up as well. They take 2 early frags towards long. Is there any sort of response? woxic finds one towards the car. A double kill. That's more like it. They need to find a bit more where that came from, but they are dropping like flies across the map here. Zantares, he was towards the mid Xbox, and now a 3 versus 2 in favor of Cloud9. Nafany just taking so much map control. And Hobbit, what a beast he's turning out to be here on Dust2. They have no idea where he is. woxic trying to hunt for that information, but with the silencer, I don't think it's even confirmed he was towards car.
That's so cheeky. So cheeky indeed from Hobbit. Those shots from woxic were great, but they
mean
don't
nothing
mean
ultimately.
anything, do they?
Yeah.
At this point, he's thinking, will they let me hold on to this AWP?
They have collapsed on this T side. Molotov won't actually flush out the player towards the car. He's behind it right now, and it should be Hobbit to close things out here. Excellent work. That's a massive round from him. 3 kills in total, and as mentioned, that might be all she wrote for Dust2. 15-10. Need a perfect streak of rounds. They didn't get the bomb down. They'll be operating with very little here. Be AK's armor and basic utility. So a bit of a timeout.
This was competitive until it wasn't this game.
Yeah, the first half was great, but bear in mind they were 6-2 down and managed to fight their way back. They were looking great. The deadly duo, Zantares and woxic, that's what we wanted to see, Chad. But it's really slowed down in the second half. They've been absolutely wrecked here.
You seen this coaching technique before, Henry? Hand over the mouth here.
You don't want to give away any sort of...
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Hand over the mouth. No lip reading going on here.
Just give that a go when we commentate.
Yeah, we're going to commentate like this from now on, guys.
This sound a little bit interesting. Maybe that's what he's gone for. It adds more gravitas to his tone, I think.
Nobody can see my mouth. Nobody can read my lips.
It's a good point. It's true. Wise words there. We'll see the next round go underway very shortly indeed. As mentioned, Eternal Fire are hamstrung here. They've got themselves some Mac-10, a Galil, 3 AKs, and more utility than I expected, to be fair, due to the concessions of the firepower.
This game's over, Henry.
Come on now, Chad. Come on. Give me this round at least.
No.
Give me this one.
The game's over. I think they've had a good run. They seem competitive in patches. Nafany, just stay alive. Don't make me look like I actually have the power to curse matches of Counter-Strike. There are some superstitious people out there who believe in the sun of the stars, and I don't want to influence them at all here as interz, the only defender on the B bomb site. How many can he get? Turns the flashes. interz chance to lock things down. Completely blind on the entry. Paz is in. XANTARES needs something and will convert a crispy shot there onto Nafany. So it'll be a save.
It will have to be. It's a timeout into a B execution, and XANTARES looking much better in this round for sure, but need a lot more where that came from. They need 5 rounds in a row. Now down to 4. Pretty much a clean sweep here towards the B bomb site. Money's still pretty strong on the CT side, and they'll be looking to save the AWP and the M4 if possible. And Mordo's got other ideas. Haven't said his name too often, I'll be honest. Not a quiet one from him, but that's a resounding shot towards Axile.
All right, well, if there's some hope, and it is going to have to be 4 more consecutive rounds to take us to overtime. It's not outside the realms of possibility.
Not likely, but certainly possible. Shiro will be removed. No double AWP set up here on the T side, however. And they're starting to believe. You can see the body language shifted in a more positive direction there for EF. Good preemptive shot towards the interz position.
I'm just more powerful than I ever realized, Henry.
You must be.
I didn't know that I wielded this much power.
You've cursed the entire game.
So does that mean it is going to overtime now? I'm
not sure. I would say probably not still. I think you're fine.
Okay.
But this long take is to be very indicative as to which direction we're heading in. XANTARES will take a load of damage upon arrival, but still alive and kicking. They have garnered long control, and it's all 5 players again, Chad. So remember, we've talked about this many times throughout Pro League. You've sacrificed all of the map control. You have no idea what's behind you. To retreat now and try and clear out all the angles that could potentially be taken over by the CTs is just not an option. You have to continue with your assault, and that's what they'll do.
And they've been punished with this before, so this time XANTARES will be clearing the car. Axile has a one-way smoke available here on the top of the site.
Check the car, should be all right.
And the cross smokes are coming in now, deploying some defensive utility. Hobbit will lob something forward, a bit of damage done. And XANTARES love to run through the smoke. That's 27 kills for him, but will be traded out. Now it's on Axile. Up and over, the top of the site here residing, and Immortal will find him. So another good-looking round as Shiro peppered down to 27 points of health. A huge nade, but it's not confirmed. There's no way they know. Oh, they know now!
Okay, the jumping shot to deny the plant. That turns the round on its head. Incendiary deployed as well. Not the most effective one in a real dicey spot now. Trying to navigate their way through this 3-on-3. Nafany in no man's land as well. He'll be dropped. That's a nice shot from Immortal. Bomb still in a difficult position, but sticking together in tandem. It looks like they might be saving as Shiro just investigating the B bomb site potentially, but he is out.
If he goes around the world all the way, right, just puts his trainers on, whacks the Fitbit around the wrist, gets a new personal best, he'll be there with about, I don't know, 25 seconds left on the bomb. So let's see. How far are we going to get here, Shiro?
I think he just holds
Are we calling it here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So I didn't fancy it. A decent effort with the utility bombardment as well.
I love the way they use XANTARES because it's so disruptive. It's subverting the expectation of a round like that, right? You expect those smokes to come through and the players to just trundle across up towards the ramp. Well, he charges through. That's a fun one.
What's the invisible gun thing about?
I can explain the invisible gun and the invisible crosshair to everybody at home. So this is an issue that is a Valve issue.
Sure.
It's something that my good friend Rushley and I have actually sent an email to Valve about previously with a video clip of how to reproduce the issue. So now, since they've added to the game the droppable weapons, so you don't physically have to drop your gun. Here's this lovely little opener from XANTARES.
Right.
It's caused some type of a bug that those dropped guns will not appear in the hands, and also sometimes the crosshair will not appear either.
Well, you don't love to see that.
No, you don't.
Especially when you're trying to go for a real, like, nice shot, holding the weapon, saving the weapon, and it's just invisible.
It's invisible.
Yeah.
So for them to say they don't know about it would be a bold-faced lie. They've received an email. Multiple emails, actually.
Multiple emails.
Multiple emails.
Don't want to receive those. But ultimately, there will be another buy here for Cloud9. One more round will do it. Eternal Fire just getting it done in the last couple. After finding 15 rounds, Cloud9 have sacrificed 2, and it's been down to these interesting maneuvers from XANTARES. As you mentioned, just jumping through the smoke with a flashbang behind him, causing disruption as we get into round number 28, ladies and gents. It will be woxic with the AWP looking for the first shot if possible, but no damage done. Will it be another 5-man take elsewhere on the map. Time will tell. Looks to be more of a default setup, at least for now. woxic will be investigating the options towards mid.
Really important round here. If there's no saves that come through, then Cloud9 will have to take an eco, likely to see EF get up to 14, and then it'll be all the marbles in round 30 here. So if Cloud9 can't close it now, expect this one to go the distance. There's that lovely flash from Paz again to facilitate this peak of Imor, and they will get the short control that they're looking for. Paz lining up a smoke as well. He's going to dribble this one forward. Apply a bit of pressure towards the rotating man that in this instance will be Nafany. Bunkering down the B bomb site is interz alongside of Hobbit.
So, a short smoke deployed, but the majority of the firepower heading towards the B tunnels. Maybe this is the B split we've been looking for. Paz with the bomb, entering lower B, pretty much confirms it as well. So they've done a double smoke towards A to kind of suggest there is presence there. Try and keep Shiro on that side of the map, but Nafany's not buying it. He's towards CT spawn. He's ready and waiting for this one. Can he cause damage when they commit?
Interz has been a real force on the entries. Now the mid to B coming through as well. Interz has taken down one, can't connect the dots into the second. Nafany isn't going to be able to support. They've been able to make it through the mid to B, and now it's a 3-on-3. The util advantage here is going to be with C9. The bomb's planted in the 42nd. Thrust on the clock by Imor. Just goes down to Shiro here. Must have picked towards that window position, giving away a fight when he didn't need it. They know that Magic's towards the tunnels. They're going to isolate him. He's mollied out. He will have to fight through this, and Nafany's taken him. It's Paz. Needs the one on team. Needs both kills. He's taken down Nafany. It's just Shiro the but that is a great shot from Shiro there. Map secured for Cloud9. It got close in the end, but it was too little too late.
It got a little bit dicey, that's for sure, but ultimately Cloud9 were the better squad there towards the end. A great showing in the first half from EF, but dropped off significantly in the second. Still a very competitive map. It was the choice of the Turkish squad, unfortunately for them, so giving up their pick to Cloud9. We'll be taking a break and throwing it to the desk very shortly after these messages.